Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included, and I am trying to set up a base with many bionic dupes. So that means we need to produce lots and lots of power. Currently we have peat burners and hydrogen generators, but there is one thing we need to worry about just before that. We have Demolier on our way, so I'm going to focus. I've actually got most of the infrastructure set up for this. We've got blast shot makers over on this little asteroid. We have this process of making crude oil, having that sent back to the homeworld, as well as we've got a metal cooling system to be able to produce all the metal that we need for this input. So I think we have what we have. So at this point, I'm going to let this play out, and I've got a goal of taking down Demolier, and we're going to slowly do some upgrades in this space, starting with over here, trying to do some cooling of this hydrogen vent. If I want to rely on this hydrogen vent, which outputs at 500 degrees, we better start off with a process to cool that off. So bringing in another dupe, which is nice. This is going to be Dash, who I'm going to concentrate on, well, getting some strength so they can carry some stuff around for some of the construction projects that we're got going on. Let's just notice a little bit of an inefficiency. So we'll put some nickel here. What was happening essentially, that auto sweeper needs to be able to access the bins, and the bins that were here were not working that well. So I think if we can get that, we'll have a pure hydrogen area, which is nice. Oh, Dash, whoops, forgot you need a suit. Let's go grab you one. So sealing this area up. So now we have trapped our hydrogen in this little zone. So just taking down some of the old stuff to get the hydrogen out of this zone. Get a little vacuum created within here. Okay, so now that we've got a vacuum here and here, I guess we can turn the power off there, get rid of that little section. And important to disconnect that right there. Well, actually, we took power off anyway, so I guess maybe it wouldn't have mattered. But anyway. Okay, so... oh. We obviously don't want to vent the hydrogen. The whole point of this is to get cooler hydrogen, aiming around 125. Oh, and our hydrogen line probably should be upgraded now to an insulated line. And with that, we've got nothing. Why do we have nothing? We have a true signal on that pump. Got a path from here. Oh, I see it. Yeah, I disconnected that just to make sure accidents didn't happen. But now we're actually ready to send hydrogen in. So current temperatures are 57. That's pretty low compared to what it's going to be. But let's not forget to add some water. And all important water going into this setup. So bringing some brine down here, and we'll do a similar setup, except with steam turbines to the side over here. Now creating a vacuum with this airlock. Just putting the insulation line down a little bit. So still working on the other hydrogen cooling system, and already have we're driving just a little bit of power and providing some cooling. So this guy is currently outputting 120, even though this guy is giving us 500 degrees. So yeah, we need to get our petroleum line. Forget about that. We'll connect to there. And I'm hoping that sending that through here. In fact, we've got water that's going to be dripping on this. I'm pretty certain that pump's going to be safe from overheating. Let's see how it goes over time. want to rethink that path just a little bit. Okay, as soon as we've got that filled in there, we can knock this over. Let that hydrogen out. Yeah, just noting that we're up to 30 tons of peat, thanks to these guys. Their stables isn't even completely filled. So that's great. So now we're making sure we keep our steam turbines themselves cool. And I think this is the point this gets sealed off. At this point, well, not yet, but I'll be able to knock that wall over after. So we've got some conductive piping, just because we get a bit of heat, so we'll make sure this gets done before we continue on down here. So now we've got our cooling line going through here. Should over time bring down temperatures. Taking up the excess liquid I was using. Okay, just noticed that we've got a big volcano area and big heating if I don't take care of that one tile. So let's address that, dupes. So some steam turbines going in. So just notice the pip has laid an egg probably a while ago. Make a goal of taming this guy. Okay, so another 2 steam turbines. Got that all set up to drop liquid right there. But in case I want to change my mind, I can go in this direction. And taking a little bit of risk here to get around. But I'm hoping these 2 insulated tiles made that out of obsidian will do. Looks like it'll be alright. Maybe just as a precaution, I'll throw that there too. So now we've got this area sealed off, and I'm bringing over a heavy wet wire line to connect into these 2 guys and have a temporary transformer to run that pump. So now I've got power down here, and we're starting the insulated hydrogen line that's going to take hydrogen out of the zone. And now we have hydrogen pumping. So it's going through here. And as this gets hotter and hotter, this will eventually heat up the water. Keep getting the steam turbines coming. What I'm doing now is just putting the cooling line because I haven't done that yet. But a new source of hydrogen, which is really nice. We're using that to go both towards the teleportation equipment and obviously our power plant. It's perfect. Cooling line running up here. And with that, let's now focus on the metal refiner, or the gold volcano, starting with pathway to easily access it. So now that we've got tiling to easily get over here, next step is to get a ladder and eventually a fire pole up. Opening down here for liquid, and obviously path directly to the volcano that we can get. So here is a fire pole and a little area for water to be knocked down. And a little bit of water, polluted water on top of the volcano being drained out. Lots of room here. So taking a quick little break doing a lubrication station. Actually 2. Notice we've got an excess of crude oil over here, so we'll take advantage of that, giving us a little excess gear bomb. And trying to decide if this is as close as Demolier is going to get. I'll let that go a little bit more. There is just 2 more strikes necessary in order to take it down, so I will do the final production, or the second last strike, and then decide when I want to do the final. We've got Beaker doing some excavation, because that's where I want steam turbines to be. So we've got our 3 steam turbines that we're going to put above the sky. And a little bit of conveyor line going in. So then there was just a heavy watt wire line to connect up. So yeah, just alert on the pump braking, that's fine, but let's see, 113 and then 120, so we are getting a drop of temperature. I really feel like 2 steam turbines on each of these, probably not necessary, probably get rid of 1, but we'll let that go for now. Just checking on no more acorns from this guy. So as we create a vacuum, bringing up a cooling line initially will be used to dump in some water inside this little volcano area. So yeah, just after noticing that the amount of water that we're going towards our base is being limited, we're going to add in a second water sieve. Okay, and now we've got some water up in this zone. Good. So just to make sure our steam turbines don't overheat, putting it in a cooling system. And let's reach in here and say everything, so that auto sweeper can pick up gold and a little bit of granite, obsidian, I guess, that's in there now. That itself will probably add heat. Turning these guys on, yep. But the whole goal, and we'll see how well this works, is the temperature goes down 120. That's good at the moment. All right, well, I think we have, just waiting for that cooling line to show up. I don't know why we've got a little piece of water there. It's just, could be fine, but just to be certain that's going to be fine, let's replace that. But we've got the ability to get gold out of the system now with not as much heat, and we get power production on top of it. Awesome. So now that we've got that running, just taking note that we have Demolier, 1 more smack. I don't think that's going to get any closer. But Cobalt. Curious if that's this guy right here. Oh, it is. Okay. Well, we'll do the very similar thing, put up here. So yeah, we want to get some tiling in, fire pole and all that, just to make it easy to get to this area before we construct stuff. And Pebble opening up our Cobalt Volcano. There's a little bit of cobalt arriving on our asteroid. Steel production had some steam turbines that were flooded, so a little bit of cleanup. Make sure we don't have any heat leaking. About here, or down here, or our new metal refinery. I think we're looking good. All right, thank you for analyzing that. Let me go back in here once you were dormant. So I forgot that. So just a quick cooling project, because I noticed it's getting a little bit warm around here. Actually, it's a rock crusher. Ah, okay, we'll put some cooling line in there. I did not expect that would actually go there. I thought that would be the closest it's going to be. Meaning, if I take this out now, I can mine from just one tile away. Okay. Let's do that. So nickel going in. And we've got a blast shot. Spark racing it towards the top of our asteroid. And it'll be a minute till impact. Oh, that scared me. The thing got closer to us. Imperative achieved. Blast of line of defense. And wiping out Demolier. So that is that threat. We can focus now entirely on achieving a ridiculous amount of energy to support a ridiculous number of bionic tubes. Which is kind of what I've already been doing with the hydrogen volcano. Anyways, this has really just been a matter of trying to get this guy closer to us. Nice. And I'm just curious if that actually gives us the ability... Oh, great. To have the mining location closer. Or maybe it throws it back when you have it one tile away. Never actually destroyed it like that close in the nick of time. Good egg. Night 2 machine. Okay, yeah. Never checked my achievements. But blast line of defense. Let's have a look. Oh, and it comes with meteorites. No, don't. It's been a while since I actually took that guy down. Okay, so there's 2 debris spots. One that is actually directly above where we can get some iridium gold. And then if we want petroleum, liquid sulfur, isoasp. I've never actually had that before, but I'm going to be going after it at some point. Oh, cool. And you can see the actual breakup in the background. Awesome. All right, let's go back to this. Actually, I've been trying to sneak in here. So maybe we'll empty this. I'd like to see if I can get Beaker to sneak in there to do some analysis. I don't know if this is going to be complicated. We've got probably something that I should have mopped up. We'll start mopping up. Oh, that was probably the rust. Okay, let's get that out of there. Mop up what we can too. And we got Beaker in here with a little bit of petroleum preventing that, though that is going to be leaking heat, but Beaker does that quick enough, won't be worried. It's now getting a vacuum created in here. Let's check to see if Beaker... Oh, databank's just been picked up. Awesome. We'll fix this back up again so we don't leak heat. Okay, dumb critter must have got in. That could create some polluted air because that auto sweeper can't access. So now we've got our polluted water line dumping in water over here. That's doing nothing because I forgot to connect it. I'm going to wait for a little bit more steam before turning, water and steam to turn that on. How much water does that send in at a time? 200. So I have the feeling that maybe putting a quick water sieve here, stealing in some of the polluted water might actually be quicker. I'm trying to fill it up this way. This is the first time I tried to use a bottle trainer in that way. Okay, we'll try to get steam levels up to something similar. Oh, how'd that get back? That's annoying. I think I'm going to end today by bringing some crude oil up here to do liquid airlock. But 2 new volcanoes, Cobalt Volcano over here, putting cobalt down that zone, as well as producing a little bit of heat. Same thing here, but just with some gold. And now we have 2 sources of hydrogen. So I could expand from this point on, probably going to look at maybe some more resource gathering, reed fiber, or maybe feather, other things, and then eventually get into a heavy amount of power production going on so I can get ridiculous amount of dupes. I also have these volcanoes. I've never actually tamed a full volcano before. So probably won't do that right at the next episode sometime. I'm going to see about that. Probably also power potential down here. And we've got Saturn critter traps. That's why I've got the pips. Anyways, lots to look at doing from this point on. Thanks for watching. Hopefully see you guys another time.